Social media is believed to have played a role in how events at Citywest escalated into 2 nights of rioting following the alleged sexual assault of a 10-year-old girl in the early hours of Monday morning. A protest in response took place outside the Citywest Hotel, which has been used to accommodate asylum seekers that evening, where a smaller crowd than would be seen over the coming days gathered on the road outside. Some held tricolours and signs as posts calling for another public gathering the following night continued to gain traction online. Word had been travelling across social media and messaging platforms since the previous afternoon that a protest would be taking place that evening. Within 60 minutes, members of the crowd were chanting "Get the mouse" as glass and other objects hit the riot shields of Public Order Unit Gardaí standing at the entrance to the hotel on Tuesday night. Footage of the scenes shows some wearing balaclavas and face coverings, with many of those in the crowd pictured with their phones lifted in the air recording or live streaming the events to a wider audience. Videos of horse-drawn sulkies breaking the Garda line, the use of pepper spray by Gardaí and a Garda van in flames have spread online the days since, along with varying interpretations of the events of Tuesday night. Gardaí had previous intelligence the violence was planned on Tuesday, believing it was far more organised than previous serious public disorder incidents, including the Dublin riots. Far-right and criminal elements are believed to have taken advantage of the situation at Citywest, where a group of local demonstrators had been peacefully campaigning against the international protection accommodation there for a number of months. Claims that Gardaí started it or instigated disorder have continued to spread online in the aftermath of the first night of rioting and were repeated on social media as another crowd gathered on Wednesday night. One prominent anti-immigration account, which has amassed over 110,000 followers across multiple platforms, claimed Gardaí had been jumping from vans in ambush and innocent bystanders were picked up to boost arrests. Others spread claims that a Garda van, which was set alight, had been left unattended as bait or strategically placed to help with sensationalised headlines. Some offered advice to protesters heading to Citywest for a second night, telling them to cover their faces and leave their phones at home. Others encouraged them to bring balloons filled with water, paint or oil to throw at Gardaí. Much of the events of the last 2 nights have been live-streamed, from the initial gathering of protesters to the throwing of bottles and fireworks. Viewers watching at home could hear the smashing of glass as it hit the riot shields of Public Order Gardaí and the explosion of fireworks as they went off behind them. Footage from one livestream on Wednesday night shows teenage boys with their faces covered, pulling a bin of broken glass with them as the crowds are pushed back by Gardaí. The media regulator Commissioner Mann has been in contact with a number of social media platforms in the aftermath of the unrest to understand the measures they took and encourage them to continue to monitor the situation. We are also continuing to liaise with An Garda Síochána, a spokesperson told the Irish Independent. There have been more than 30 arrests and a number of people have appeared before the courts, with Gardaí yesterday releasing body-worn camera footage that provided a very vivid picture of what Gardaí faced.